Kami sepakat bahwa komunikasi saling kunjung antar anggota parlemen Indonesia dan Amerika ini menjadi penting untuk kami bisa lebih saling mengenal bagaimana perkembangan yang terjadi di kedua negara, dan ini akan menjadi modal penting untuk peningkatan hubungan bilateral antara Indonesia dan Amerika yang sudah dilandasi oleh kesepakatan mengenai Comprehensive Strategic Partnership. Dan yang kedua, kami juga memandang penting penguatan kerjasama antar parlemen ini dalam bentuk program-program peningkatan kapasitas, baik di level anggota parlemen maupun level staf di parlemen. Nah, sehingga agenda-agenda penting seperti transparansi ya, dan pelaksanaan fungsi-fungsi keparlemenan ini bisa semakin meningkat kualitasnya.
First, let me make a couple of observations. It is clear to not only the United States, but I think to the international community, that as Southeast Asia is coming into its own, is becoming more and more successful, and particularly here in Indonesia, where you have a growth rate now of 6% a year. The GDP per person has expanded to almost 3 times what it was. The consequences of the leadership in Indonesia and Southeast Asia is focusing attention on this region. But the question for many Indonesians is what can be done to really put this country on the map for more trade and investment. And one of the things that is happening concurrent with our meeting here is that many of the diaspora, Indonesian Americans, are here this week for Independence Day in order to not only celebrate independence, but also many of them, in my conversations over the last few days, I find, are looking at investing in Indonesia. Many major businesses already are investing here and in many industries. And we had a good discussion of how to encourage more. But part of that is to get the message out that the economic environment in Indonesia, with the rule of law, with the economic growth we've seen, with the return on investment, is much higher than many other countries, most other countries in Asia. The other point that we are focused on is the fact that Indonesia is now the 3rd largest democracy in the world, and it is a success story. Yes, there are reforms that are still needed, just like there's still reforms needed in the United States, and we discussed some of that. But the reality is that Indonesia is increasingly an example to other countries around the world and around, especially in this region, in terms of the steps towards good governance and democracy. Now, I'll add, we did have a discussion about some of the foreign policy issues, which I'm going to carry back to our administration, which we will discuss also with our Senate colleagues. But there's one particular initiative with the United States Indonesian Society with respect to expanding our legislative exchange program so that we do more exchange between Indonesia and the United States. Part of that is a fellows program. A fellows program which will allow Indonesians to work in the United States Capitol and work with our counterparts, our staff, some of who are here with us today. And likewise, we intend to have more interaction with Indonesia. And I wanted to thank Ambassador David Merrill for the role he has played in this. But we want to look at institutional capacity building. And we want to look at what else we can learn from the success in Indonesia as we move forward. So that is part of our dialogue here, part of our comprehensive partnership. We very much enjoyed earlier today the meeting with the president, and we've met with a number of other ministers, and also have enjoyed sitting down with Indonesian American business community leaders who are in town this week. I want to share one other thing with you. My wife, Marie, has had over 40 students. She was a professor in the university system in California. 40 Indonesian American students, and she tells me that some of them were the top students in their class. We're trying to also expand the opportunities for students, trying to double the opportunity for the number of students who come to the United States in order to train and to learn. And I thought maybe David Cicilline, I should allow you to speak to that issue because you represent Brown University.
It's a great honor. We made history today because this is the first time members of the Foreign Affairs Committee from the United States have met with their counterparts here in Indonesia. So it was a great honor also to do it on the heels of your Independence Day celebration, which was wonderful to be here for that as well. I just want to add my voice to what Chairman Royce said. This is an important relationship between our two countries. The reason we are here in a bipartisan way is, as you have heard from our president, this is a period in our history where we're really rebalancing or refocusing our attention on this important region of the world, and we're here to really convey to you that that's not only the view of our president, but it's the view of the Congress in a bipartisan way. We understand the importance of this relationship. We look forward to working with you to deepen it both in the areas of trade and investment, in the area of human rights, in the area of cultural exchanges. You have done some tremendous work in advancing efforts to eradicate corruption, and tremendous work that you have done in the area of human rights and recognizing that you face challenges in respecting minorities and ethnic minorities, religious minorities, sexual minorities, and that as part of a very diverse democracy that you understand that the diversity is a great strength as it is in America, and we look forward to working with you as you continue to make progress on all of these issues and fortify and strengthen this great democracy. And thank you for receiving us, and we look forward to reciprocating in Washington.
The last thing. Jadi saya ingin tegaskan bahwa ini adalah kunjungan pertama Komisi Luar Negeri Kongres Amerika ke Indonesia, ke Komisi Luar Negeri DPR. Jadi ini memang kunjungan dan pertemuan yang sangat bersejarah untuk menindaklanjuti kesepakatan mengenai Comprehensive Strategic Partnership. Dan kami apresiasi karena mereka hadir di sini sempat mengikuti perayaan 17 Agustus. Thank you.